How many of us, as we get into our 50s and our 60s, just start letting things pile up? Start believing that because we're getting older that certain physical things, certain things in our life are just going to get harder, and we just kind of put up with them. Hi, I'm Rick Higgins. Welcome to Mastering the Second Half of Life. Now, I have already done this video and threw it away. You will never, ever see it again. I had made this list of all of the things, 5-10 minutes, a solid 10 minutes of all the things that I am just letting go, just kind of going, you know, I'm 59 3/4 now, crap happens. But you know, during the edit, I was watching myself and just going, ooh, no, this is not the way it's supposed to be. This is not the message that I want to give. What I was doing, I realized, was I was actually using my age as an excuse by saying, oh, we're not 20 anymore, we're not 30 anymore. Hey, this happens to everyone as you approach 60. Well, no, it doesn't have to. And all the things on my list, not many of them actually had anything to do with age, but I put them in that category anyway. So let's say we start all over again. And, well, let's talk about procrastination instead of aging. Did you know that there are 3 basic types of procrastinators? And yes, there's more, but there's 3 for purposes of this video. Number 1, you got the thrill seekers. These are the folks who intentionally put things off until a later date and time, just because they kind of get the thrill of being rushed at the very end. I'm sure you've known some people, you may actually be this person. It's like slack. Oh my God, it's due in 12 minutes. And then you just bust your hump because somehow it makes you feel better. And maybe you're really good at doing it, but either way, that's procrastination. And then you've got the avoiders. They fear failure, but strangely, they also fear success. These are the people who procrastinate and put things off because they don't want to have to face what you think about them, what other people think about them. They would much rather have you believe that they're lazy than they're unqualified or don't know what they're talking about. That's a whole different type of procrastination. And then finally, there's the delusional procrastinators. They just can't make up their frickin' mind. You know, they put things off and off and off because they get stuck in analysis paralysis, and they just can never decide what it is they want to do. Oh, and by the way, you don't have to be just one of them. Nope, you don't have to. You can be any of them, all of them. Add a few more to them. I know each of them has touched at some point on some aspect of my life. I am, by the way, an incredible procrastinator. I might even be the guru king, super stud of procrastination. Why? None of those actually define why I do it. I've never quite understood. I make a lot of excuses. Maybe there is a make excuses kind of procrastinator, but for me, I look for reasons to put things off. And using what I was talking about earlier, that I'm 59 3/4 now, I sound like a 12-year-old kid who's like, but I'm really almost 13. I kept using age as that because it was another damn good excuse to be a procrastinator. So let's add a 4th one to it, shall we? People like me who just want to make excuses so they don't have to deal with crap until tomorrow. But we are talking about aging in your 50s and nigh in your 60s. I read an article in the National Institute of Health. It was talking about procrastination in older adults, and it is saying it is actually a real thing. It's associated with emotional variables like life regrets and depression, anxiety, fatigue, and just reduced satisfaction in life. It's basically, you've lived half of your life so far. It may or may not have been up to what you were expecting, and it completely changes your mindset for what the next half is going to be and whether you kind of rush towards it or put it off. That research also was showing that a lot of 50 and 60-year-old folks feel that they've reached this point in age and they no longer have to follow the rules. They no longer have to follow the dictum of society, that they don't have to take care of their health. They don't have to take care of their diet. They don't have to take care of anything because society tells them to do so. You know, damn it, they've been on this planet for 5 decades and they can decide what they want to do. But here's the downside. That mentality is kind of spiting themselves. While there is some good in that, I'm not a big rule follower unless the rules actually make sense. But at the same time, if you were just fighting against the rules to fight against the rules, and some of those rules are going to help you, well, you're not helping yourself. Now, there is one other change, age-related, as far as this. We've spent the first half of our lives under a certain quest to compete, to get better, to have the bigger house, to have the better career, to have money, to have kids, and whatever it is that was on our list that we wanted to have. But we don't necessarily have that same list on our second half. We're no longer competing with others as much as we're competing with ourselves. And that's where we come back to whatever that slogan is, cutting your nose off to spite your face, that we are competing with ourselves. So yeah, maybe we don't have to follow the rules that everyone else says we should, but there are things we really need to do. We need to take care of our health. We need to take care of our mental and our emotional well-being. Those things we can't just let slide because they no longer get us a leg up in the corporate world or get us that perfect spouse, mate, partner that we've always sought. It's for a whole different reason. And with that, I want you to take a moment and think about the second half of your life, the second act, if you will. What is it that you want to do with it? I'm sure it is quite a bit different than what was in the first half. There's a lot of things you want to see, a lot of things you want to do, a lot of people you want to meet, adventures, exploration. There's a lot that you want to do with that. Now, how are you going to get there? If you are letting your health slide, if you are just going, oh, but I'm supposed to groan and creak every time I get out of the Barca Lounger because I'm 59 3/4, how in the hell are you going to achieve and enjoy all of the things that you wanted to achieve and enjoy? So, how do we self-motivate? And I'm actually going to have to fast forward the video when I play this back and watch it about 12 times because honestly, I need to learn this crap. I really, really do. First and foremost, you got to care about yourself. Love yourself even. Respect yourself. Understand that you have a body. This body is what's going to carry you into the next 5 decades of life. It needs to be taken care of, and it's going to be harder to take care of it. Trust me, you're going to look at me. It's harder to take care of. But without the physicality, without the emotional and the mental ability, you're not going to get as far as fast or as enjoyable a trip as you would otherwise. It is absolutely necessary that we go stare into a mirror and have a true passion for the person who is staring back at us. Goals are your number 2 thing you need to do. Now, goals don't necessarily have to be a definitive line in the sand and this is what we must cross. A goal could be very generic. A goal could be, I want to be healthy enough to hike Machu Picchu. Well, I've done it, and trust me, you're going to need to prepare for it, but it's not, oh, hey, I've hiked Machu Picchu, so now I can let myself slack. The goal was to be healthy enough to, and then you need to be able to fill in other blanks. So you need to set goals for yourself, high-level goals that enable you to do other goals, if that makes any sense. So the bigger goals that you need to focus on are what is going to get you somewhere, what's going to allow you to be able to do something. And then you can make one hell of a long list of things to put in after those ... because you're going to be ready. You also have to own those goals. And that may sound a little strange because isn't setting a goal owning a goal? But no, it is actually not. I can say, yes, I want to lose 40 pounds and become much stronger and have great cardio so I can go run a 10K and then maybe do something else with it. That's a great goal, wonderful goal. But if I don't own it, if I don't decide to do it, if I don't continually push myself, then it's an empty goal. You have to own what it is you want to do. It has to be important enough that you are willing to put in a little bit of time, at least every single day, to get closer to that goal. And like I said earlier, you got to know that goals are not finish lines. They are not, oh, this is where I need to be. Now, maybe that hike in Machu Picchu is indeed a finish line goal. But the goals, the things that you wanted beforehand to get you to that point, are always evolving, ever evolving, as your body changes, as your list of things you want to do changes, as the people around you change. Those goals are a constant chase, a constant desire, a constant ownership. So you have to be able to recognize what type of goals you are dealing with and always keep the bigger ones in mind that you're never going to reach them. You are absolutely never going to reach them because they are, I want to be and stay a certain way, which requires you to put in a little effort consistently, maybe more at first to get there, but you got to keep putting in the effort to stay there. Let's see, what else can you do? Well, you can keep good company. Put people around you who are going to be helpful, who are going to be supportive. How many of y'all have tried to quit a bad habit like smoking or eating bonbons or whatever it is? And there's always that one person in there who says, oh, you know, one's not going to hurt, or, you know, maybe they're just constantly lighting up in front of you. You know, that's not good company. Now, maybe eventually you can get to the point where you can kind of hang around them a little bit because you've gotten down the path, but absolutely up front, you need to keep good company. And if they're not being good company, have a good conversation with them about becoming good company. And if they can't be that, then you need to make a goal of finding better people around you. And as always, keep learning, because our bodies are changing. Technology, medical advances, everything is ever changing and evolving around us, and we have to stay on top of that. We have to stay on top of what we can avail ourselves of, what we can take advantage of, what we need to avoid, because we are not limited by age. We are not limited by, oh, all people in their 50s and 60s are going to do X, Y, Z. No, we don't. Maybe some do, but not all of us. We can't use that as an excuse. We have to keep learning, we have to keep owning, we have to keep doing. And my absolute last thoughts on this are just believe in yourself. Just truly believe that you can do what you want, get to where you want. And yeah, trust me, I might be where many of you are right now, and I'm gonna groan when I get up out of this chair. But I keep reminding myself, you don't have to do that. That's become a habit. Just get up out of the chair 4 or 5 times until it's easier. Just keep making small incremental improvements and keep your goals in the front of your mind and keep working towards them. Because I know personally at 59 3/4, I have got many, many decades left. And yeah, I'm gonna go hike something else. Maybe I've already done Machu Picchu, but I'm going up Kilimanjaro. I'm gonna keep doing things that challenge my body, challenge my mind, that challenge my emotions, that challenge everything about me, because that is what I enjoy. And when you find the things that you enjoy, then you figure out how you get there. I know you can, because I believe in you. Now with that, my friends, be healthy, be happy, enjoy 2021, because it is going to get better in 2020. I don't see how it could possibly get worse short of aliens coming down and a zombie plague. And I'm not discounting that, but let's cross our fingers that, yeah. Anyway, we'll see you all really soon.